My name is Tracey Hayes with Smokey Haze Barbecue. Today we're going to give you a little demonstration on how to choose, trim, and season steaks for SCA steak competition. We're going to start with getting the grill ready. We've got our B&B charcoal. In the charcoal chimney, B&B fire starter's already lit and going, so just hang with us and we'll show you how it's done. Usually in a SCA contest, you'll go in for the cook's meeting. After the cook's meeting's over with, you'll draw chips. And as you draw your chips, whatever number you are, that's the number you'll go through the line to choose your steak. Most of the time, we like to look, me personally, I like to look for tri-hearts. Today we don't have one, but we've got our spinalis steaks. But this will be after we've already chosen our steaks. And so when I'm doing a spinalis steak, I look one with a large spinalis because this is what your judges are going to eat off of. It's got most of the marbling in it, hold most of the flavor of your seasoning and marinade. So yeah, this is what we've got today, and we'll start trimming. So first I do usually take off the lip of the steak because we're not going to use that. And as you can see on this side right here, there's a lot of fat around this side, so we'll start taking this fat off. And just as you take it off, we'll start shaping the steak. And what we're looking for, like I say, this is the spinalis part. This is what you want the judges to eat off of. So when you put this steak in the box, this will be it'll go in a 9x9 clamshell like to-go box. And when they open it up, they'll cut across here, and you'll want this bottom part is where you want your spinalis to be in the box, where your judges will take their bites off of. So we'll just continue on trimming, and we'll get it shaped up here. What I'm doing is some of these pieces that I'm taking off have got some gristle in them. We want to try to get as much of that out of the steak as we can. That's going to be real tough when the judges go to take a bite, and that's something you don't want them to get a hold of. What I'm doing is just trimming some small pieces around, just trying to get a uniform shape on the steak. If you look at some of the other videos on YouTube, you'll see that people like to make a perfectly round hockey puck type steak. That's not necessary. It's something that I do, but it's not something you have to do. So we'll probably go with that right there. So next, what we'll do is we'll use some butcher twine, and we'll tie the steak up. And everybody does this a little different. Some people tie knots in it. Me, I just go around about 4 times. Then just kind of snug it up. And I'll do this twice. And all this does is just help keep the form of the steak as you put it on the grill. Next, after I do that, I'll take the steak and I'll take my scissors and I'll go around the top and the bottom and trim the sharp edges off. What this will do is help with your grill marks. Make sure your grill marks get all the way to the edge of the steak. So once we've got that done, like I say, this is going to be the bottom of your steak that your judges are going to want to take their bite off of. So what I'll do is use some pins or skewers. What I'll do is pin this, because sometimes when you get it on the grill and it starts to cook, with this fat in here, it'll start to separate from the eye of the ribeye. So you'll use these pins to kind of keep everything held together. And that's what it'll look like before we go on the grill. Or actually, not before we go on the grill, before we'll marinate and season, actually. So now that we got our steak trimmed, we're we're going to go to the pan. We've got just a half pan here with a drying rack in it. What I'm going to do now is go to my marinade. Put marinade on top, just rub it in lightly. We'll flip it over. Put a little marinade on bottom. Generally what I do is once I do the marinade, I let this soak for 45 minutes to an hour. And then once that's done, we'll come back, dry it up, and then we'll start our seasoning process. All right, so we've let our steak sit for about 30-45 minutes. Now we're gonna start seasoning. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with an SPG. We're gonna use this. Once we get finished with that, we're gonna pat that in a little bit. Kind of push that into the steak. Then we're gonna go to Big D's Grill Appeal. Just a light coat of that. This has got a little bit of butter in it. It's gonna give you your savory notes in the steak. Pat that in. Then we're going to go to our stakeout, which is also by Big D's. This has got salt, pepper, garlic, some other herbs and spices in it. Just really good on beef. It works well on pork and chicken. Pat that in a little bit. Next we're going to go with the Big D's G2. The G2 is, it's going to give a little bit of a sweet note. It's got pepper, brown sugar, a little bit of salt in it. Really mainly use this for our color on our steak. Light coat of that, get that pressed in. I get that pressed in now. We're going to go to the other side. When I go to the other side, I'll take the steak out and then I'll go around the edges. Because you're looking for that, your judge is only going to get one bite. So you're looking for that one great bite for the judges. So you want to season as much of the steak as you can. Now we're going to flip it over, do the same process. All right, now that we got our seasoning on, got it kind of pressed in here, we're going to let that set for a few minutes, and let that seasoning get worked into the meat, and then we'll show you how to get it on the grill. Today, what we're using is a M80 by M Grill. Great grill, all stainless steel construction. It's built for SCA competitions. Holds heat really well. Of course, we use B&B charcoal with it. 18 briquettes to get this grill going. We like to keep our grill grates around 550, 560 degrees. And this grill is amazing holding that temperature. So we'll get started. First thing we're going to do is come in, got a thermal gun. We're going to check our grate temps. We're running around 540. We'd like them a little bit hotter, so we'll open these vents up just a little bit more. And we'll have to give it just a few more minutes. So what I'm going to do is take a thermal pin, or not a thermal pin, but a chef alarm, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to insert that into the steak. And what this does is it helps me to watch the temperature on the steak as it cooks, because we're looking for a medium doneness on the steak. So I found that that's the easiest way to determine that is by using the chef alarm, and it monitors the temp as we're cooking. And it also helps me, I use that as a point for, as I'm putting my grill marks on my steak, use that as a reference when I'm putting the grill marks on also. So now, oh, hang on, let me grab this. We've already checked our grates. We're at about 550 degrees, so we're going to spray a little light coat of oil on there. Take our steak, place that on, put our steak weight on, and we've got our timer going, and we time our flips. We go 1 minute and 20 seconds between flips. Once that time's out, we'll lift it up, clean the grates off, respray the grates, turn the steak, and we'll go through that process again. Okay, timer's going off, we'll reset that, open up, lift our steak up, we'll clean the grates, we'll spray again. Take the steak and we'll turn it, place that back on, put our steak weight back on, and we'll start the timer again. So our timer's going off, we'll reset that, open up, remove the steak weight, lift up, clean the grates again. This time we'll flip our steak. Then we'll repeat the process. One more time. Lift. Oops. Spray the grates. Put steak weight back on. And we'll start the timer. Alright, timer's going off. We'll reset. So, alright. So we put grill marks on both sides of the steak.
Just do like I do. Keep your eye out in the 907 group and on Facebook Marketplace.
So what I'm going to do now that I've got the grill marks on, I'm going to check both sides and see which side the grill marks appear the best. So what I'm looking at is this is the appearance side, and we're going to say this is the side we're going to use because our grill marks do look better on this side. So now we're not quite up to temperature, so we're going to take our riser and put it on the grill because we're looking for a medium doneness for the judges. So we're going to set that on. I'm just going to take that out. And then we're going to let it go for about another 15 minutes, 10-15 minutes, and then we'll check it again and see what our temperature is. All right, so we left our steak on the riser. It's been on there for about 15 minutes. Temperature is about 137. We're going to go ahead and pull it off. And what I like to do is take this and I'll put it in a foil wrap. And it has seasoning in it. And I'll let this go till it gets about 142 degrees. And then I'll pull it off and get it ready to turn into the judges. So now we're ready to pull it out of the foil wrapper. We're going to pull it out. Set it on the plate. We'll pull the temperature probe out of it. Let me grab a paper towel real quick. Grab a paper towel and kind of dry this off some. It's not quite. My grill marks are not good on this one for some reason. But anyway, I'm going to pull my pins out. I'll take my scissors, cut my strings. Got to make sure we get our strings off, pins out. Anything left in the steak will disqualify you instantly. So you don't want the judges to see anything like that. All right, once we do that, we'll take it and hit the spinalis with a little bit of finishing dust. Once we get finished with that, we'll take this steak, we'll place it in the turn-in box, and we'll send it to the judges and hope we score good.